To have you with us. How are you?
Very nice to see you.
Wonderful, Rich. Tell me, this is the right moment to ask you your impressions of the show so far.
I'm really impressed.
Really?
It's a great show. And coming out of the wireless business where we spent a lot of years having shows where it was us talking to us.
Yeah.
This is a situation where it's us talking to people that are really interested in what we have to say on the wireless front and potential customers here.
Yeah.
So it's terrific.
Now, you've brought a copy of Connected RE. Do you mind if I show this to camera?
No, please.
I don't know if they can get a single, but this has been a real passion for you, going from, being actually business to media, yeah? And what kind of perspective does that give you on all of this from sort of changing the lens a little bit? Tell me about that.
Gotcha. Well, it's really been an interesting transition. So I spent 30 years doing construction on the wireless networks. We built out a good portion of the wireless networks in this country.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden I had an event with my business and I went on and tried to figure out what I want to do. Beauty of this is that the wireless business really didn't have a great connection to commercial real estate. It had almost no connection.
Right.
And so all of a sudden we've caught lightning in a bottle where the two industries need to kind of get together and understand each other.
Yeah.
Because commercial real estate folks now in a WeWork sort of world are much, much more interested in making sure that in order to have a Class A building, they have Class A coverage and Class A convergence in their building for connectivity.
Which brings us to CBRS and to 5G. If there's anyone who can talk to me about the wireless world, it's you. So first, foremost, I want to know, is this all hype? Is the future about to bring us an unlimited magical time? Just give us a little viewpoint. When people are talking about 5G, not everyone even knows what they're talking about. So give us a little viewpoint into the future. If you could.
And I'll tell you a great story. I was having lunch with one of the, I won't embarrass him in name, but one of the giants of New York commercial real estate. And I said, what do you think of 5G? He said, tell me what it is and I'll tell you what I think. So I think that was really indicative.
Right.
But we need to sort of work with commercial real estate to help them figure that out. So 5G is coming. It's going to be basically faster data speeds. But is it a panacea? Not for quite a while.
Right.
Someday we'll have one of the killer apps I think you'll see is holographic phone calls. You'll be able to put a unit on the table, and instead of having a web call, you'll be able to see the people.
Really?
Like Princess Leia.
Yeah.
So I think that's the promise of 5G, but there's lots and lots of use cases. Nobody saw Uber coming when we got 4G.
Yeah.
So we don't really know what 5G will bring. CBRS is a whole nother smoke.
That's a private...
Right. That is another frequency band.
Yeah.
So it's not a technology, it's a frequency band. So I was at a conference in Miami about 4 weeks ago, and I was doing a panel, and I stopped the panel, and I said, how many people in the audience have heard of CBRS? Not a hand.
Really?
Not one.
Huh.
So the level of understanding, yes, we're starting to talk about it here.
Yeah.
And this conference has been terrific about that. I did 2 panels about it yesterday. But no one quite knows what the business model is. And commercial real estate people are saying, what the hell is it? The other side of the house, the wireless people, are saying, what's the business model? How do we present it to commercial real estate people in a way that it makes sense? I think you will see private LTE networks. So that will encompass CBRS and other frequencies too. But I don't think in the wireless space that this group that's putting this out, this alliance, the CBRS Alliance, and others have done a great job of promoting and talking about this. So our job is to sort of educate, enlighten, and entertain, and teach people what this all means. And that's what the magazine has been doing, and that's what our mission has been.
And how satisfying has it been having your own magazine?
Very, very much so. The publisher's message in here was, who is dumb enough to start a print magazine in this day and age?
Right.
And I kind of feel that way. But remember, the commercial real estate space is still a traditional business.
Right.
So if you walk in, there's a receptionist and a waiting room and a couch and a table.
Sure.
So this magazine could sit there. We have moved much more digital. You can see it here on the floor.
Sure.
We moved to digital, but this still kind of resonates with people want to pick up something. I still read the Wall Street Journal on paper every day.
Of course.
And people want to see this too. So it's really kind of caught on in a way I didn't expect.
Yeah. Well, what are some of the trends you're seeing in wireless now as it pertains to our industry? What are the things we need to be listening for, looking out for, and watching out for?
Right. So you're not a Class A building unless you've got Class A technology for your communications. It's funny, a lot of the prop tech folks that are here really don't have a great understanding of the connectivity piece that goes along with their prop tech.
Which is ironic.
Right, exactly.
Yeah.
And so we're promoting and talking a lot about without connectivity, there is no prop tech.
Right.
But the beauty of it is that we're educating a lot of the prop tech folks too. I was having a conversation with a company that does door locks that use your phone to open and let you in.
Schlage or
Exactly, but it was sort of a much more sophisticated system that uses your phone to recognize you.
Right.
And what does it ride on? What connectivity is? Well, Wi-Fi. Whose Wi-Fi? What do you mean, whose? It's like it's ubiquitous. It's like air.
Magic Wi-Fi, Matt, the
Wi-Fi.
ferry.
But you're probably using a tenant's Wi-Fi and not really knowing it.
Right.
Tenant moves out, no more Wi-Fi. Wi-Fi goes down, no more letting you in the building.
Or bad actor in the tenant's company with access to their Wi-Fi, all your door locks open.
Amen. 5Q. Cybersecurity, right on point.
Yeah.
So, but that's where we're trying to educate is, guys, it's not ubiquitous. You have to put it in to run your own network. You need cellular. In a WeWork world, again, the amenity piece of making sure that this all works together as a network. You get a millennial or a Gen Y, Gen X employee, there's no connectivity. They're out the door.
Right.
And so that's the key trend that we're seeing in this is, we've got to educate people about how you make sure that connectivity, from the street, from what the carriers are broadcasting, above 7 or 8, maybe 10 stories, there's no coverage. So you've got to put these in-building networks in to make sure there's coverage. But again, it's 911. There's 911 responsibility.
Right.
You've got public safety for the fire and police rescue folks. You've got other things that really come into it. So it's much more important than it has been to commercial real estate.
Sure.
The reason being the carriers paid for it up to now if your building was worthy.
Right.
I'm not worthy. But if your building was worthy, they paid for it. Not today. They really don't have the money. They've got to put 5G everywhere, and 4G still is only so in a lot of places.
Right.
I was in the hotel in Las Vegas the other day. 4G didn't work so well.
No. And here in Nashville, AT&T tells me I'm on 5G, but we both know that I'm definitely not.
No, you're on 5G evolution, which is, look over here, Jerry, look over here.
It's an interesting definition of evolution to actually go backwards.
Right.
Well, Don, as we wrap up our day here at Realcomm, big thoughts, top-down viewpoints from where you stand. What do we really, really, really need to be doing?
From my position in the wireless space and where I'm a digital media publisher now, but from the wireless education space is continue to talk to people in commercial real estate about what's out there, what they can do, what it costs and how to put it in.
Yeah.
And talk to them about the resources that are out there to help them. It's public safety, it's basic coverage, it's 5G. Don't worry about it. It'll be here, but not today, not tomorrow. CBRS, that will be an interesting technology. Did a panel, Prologis and Ford were on that panel. They're testing it. Bottom line is they don't have any units to test it on except a couple of dongles.
Right.
Google is putting out one of the first CBRS phones in the Pixel 3. But these are the big trends, the big things people need to understand, and they need to educate themselves and anybody inside the company that is working on IT, cybersecurity, and all these things, they need to be educated too.
If you could change one thing about how we at Realcomm approach these topics, what would you change about us?
Wow, that's a great question. I think that I would take time to understand that commercial real estate folks are sort of an old line business, and we're trying to push this digital piece to them very quickly.
Right.
I'm not sure if they're comfortable yet that the whole world is moving to this digital piece. Are they getting their news? Is this a group in commercial real estate that's getting their news from Facebook and from Twitter, or is this still a group that's getting their news from the Wall Street Journal and the New York Times?
You do both, but you're warning us that we better start getting a little more digital.
That's right.
Terrific. Don, thank you so much.